below what stitch you would like to learn next, and I would love to make a tutorial about it and show you how to crochet it the easy way. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm Ariana from Crafting Happiness, and I post step-by-step crochet tutorials that teach you new patterns and techniques. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet the V-Stitch Shells Border. And I've made a few samples for you just to show you how it looks like from the back and from the front in different colors. I'm going to crochet my V-Stitch shell border around my sample, which is made with aran yarn, and I have made a base border around it, which is just a round of single crochet, just to give a neater edge and around the corners, but most importantly, it will create stitches along the edge so you can complete your project. If you don't know how to make a base border for your blanket or project, I will link it in the description. We will start with a 5mm crochet hook and aran yarn, and this is the same yarn weight and hook I've used for my sample. For this border pattern, you will need multiples of 6 plus 2 stitches all around your design. So if you are crocheting this border on a round, square, hexagon project, then you will need 6 stitches plus 2. If you are crocheting it on straight edge, you will need 6 multiple of 6 stitches plus 3. So because I'm crocheting around the square, I need multiples of 6 plus 2. And we will make a slip stitch, and we will join the yarn into the corner. And the way I make the corners, I have 3 single crochet in each corner, so into the second single crochet of the 3, I will join my yarn with a chain and then start my border. So now we are going to make the corner stitches, and these are 2 V-stitches separated by a chain. So let's make the first V-stitch. To create the first double crochet, we chain 3, then chain 1 and double crochet into the same stitch. And these chains count as a double crochet plus a chain, and this is your V-stitch. Next, another chain, and we will make another V-stitch into the same stitch. And I'm also crocheting over my ends, and that will make your life easier when it's time to weave in the ends. So another V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and this is your corner stitches. Now next we are going to make V-stitches, so skip 1 and make a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and again skip 1 and a V-stitch into the next, double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. And this is your repeat section. It's V-stitch and then skip 1 stitch. Now you will need multiples of 3 V-stitches, not including the corners. So between this corner and this corner, you will need to have multiples of 3 V-stitches. If you don't have enough stitches on your side, it's absolutely fine. When it's time to skip a stitch, you can actually skip 2 or not skip at all, and just push them together. As long as you have multiples of 3, that is absolutely fine. So I will continue like this, V-stitch, skip 1, until I have reached my corner stitch on the other side. Now I've reached the end of my side, and I just want to show you I had extra stitches when I tried to create multiples of 3 V-stitches, not including of course the corners. So what I did, I skipped 2 stitches here, and now at the end I will skip 2 stitches here instead of 1. So that's how you fix when you have more stitches than you need. You just skip 2 and you just try to spread them around, and it's not really visible in the overall look of it. So now this is your repeat section again for each of the 4 sides. You make the corner stitches and then V-stitches all along. Let me show you one more time. So again, instead of skipping 1, skip 2, and then we start again with the repeat, which are the corner stitches. V-stitch, chain 1, V-stitch. So let's make a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, then chain 1, and then into the same stitch, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So that's your corner stitch. Then skip 1 and we start the repeat for the edge, which is V-stitch, and skip 1. Then repeat again, V-stitch, and skip 1, and you just continue like that until you have 1 stitch left to the corner stitch, which you're gonna skip. So that's how we repeat each side, and this is how it looks like when you reach the end. And on this side I had not enough stitches, so I have not skipped 1 here, and this is how I change the count. But like you see, it's not really visible. So just repeat all around each edge, make the corner stitches, V-stitches, and skip a stitch in between until you reach the beginning of the round, and then we'll continue with round 2. And this is your first round of V-stitches, and now we've reached the beginning of it, and we will slip stitch into that chain 3, so into the 3rd chain, which is supposed to be the double crochet. We are going to slip stitch to close the round, and now we will continue from the corner again with round 2. And on round 2 we will start to make the shells. So we will be working in between the V-stitches and inside the V-stitches. Now to move the yarn, slip stitch into the first V-stitch of the corner, make a slip stitch, and then a single crochet. Next, in between the 2 V-stitches of the corner, we are going to make our first shell. So that is 7 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, like this. Next we are going to single crochet into the second V of the corner, and this is your corner. Next, another single crochet, this time in between the V-stitches. So in that space right here, make a single crochet, then a single crochet into the next V-stitch in the chain 1 space. Into the next V-stitch we are going to make another shell, and that is 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one 7, like this. And now we are going to slip stitch into the next V-stitch in the chain 1 space, and this is your repeat section, starting from single crocheting in between the V-stitches. So single crochet between V-stitches, single crochet into the next V-stitch, 7 double crochet into the next V-stitch, and then single crochet into the next V-stitch. This section here repeated all along your edge until you have single crocheted into the last V-stitch. Not the corner stitches, not these two V-stitches here, but into the last V-stitch here. That's where your repeat section should end. Let me show you one more time the repeat. So we start with a single crochet in between the V-stitches. So right here, single crochet, then single crochet in the chain 1 space of the V-stitch, then into the next V-stitch we are going to make the shell. That is 7 double crochet. So we've made 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then single crochet into the next V-stitch, and that is another repeat. Single crochet, shell, single crochet. So I will continue and finish this. I'll meet you here when it's time to crochet the corner again. And this is how round 2 looks so far. With the V-stitches along the edge, I have single crocheted into the last V-stitch, and this is basically your repeat section right here. Single crochet, so we made a corner, single crochet in the first V of the corner, then 7 double crochet, then single crochet in the second V of the corner, so that's your corner stitch, then the repeat section. V-stitch in between V-stitches, a single crochet between the V-stitches, single crochet into the V-stitch, shell into the next, and single crochet into the next. And just repeat this tiny section on each edge, and then this entire pattern on each of the edges. So let me show you one more time the repeat. So we make the corner now by single crocheting in between the V-stitches, then single crochet into the first V-stitch of the corner right here, then a shell in between the V-stitches, so 7 double crochet in between the two V-stitches. So we have 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then into the second V of the corner, a single crochet. And now we start the repeat section for the edge. That is a single crochet between the V-stitches, single crochet in the V-stitch, shell into the next V-stitch made out of 7 double crochet stitches. So we have 3 and 4 and 5, 6, and 7. And last single crochet into the next V-stitch. And we repeat this all along the edge until we reach this next corner V-stitches. Now I will make all these repeats and I'll show you at the end how this easy border looks like. And this is how the V-Stitch Shells border looks like once completed. When you reach the beginning of the second round, a single crochet between the two V-stitches and then slip stitch into the very first single crochet you have made. And this is how the border looks like. I hope you found my tutorial easy to follow. If you have any questions about this pattern, put it in the comments below. And also, if you have a stitch you like to learn and see a video tutorial about, comment below which one it is. Happy crocheting!